It's Chrome, alright.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another Tech Tips, Coffee and Chrome. I'm missing my coffee. I set it down somewhere and I don't know what I did with it. I'll find it. Anyways, I'm here to talk to you about virtual field trips and building your own virtual field trips using Google's VR Tour Builder. Something fantastic that came out back in the spring, and I am here to demonstrate that for you. We all know field trips can get very expensive, and there are a lot of barriers to getting students into places like this that have history, culture, all sorts of neat things that we want our students to view in person, but sometimes that just isn't the case. So in those instances, you, the teacher, can create your own virtual field trips by using your own cell phone. So what we have here is I got my cell phone. We are at the beautiful State House here in Columbia, South Carolina, which has a ton of history. There are monuments and things to look at all over the place that are really cool. I'm going to show you how to build your own virtual reality field trip using Google's Street View app and a cell phone camera. Very easy. Google does all the hard work for you, and all you need to do is snap some pictures, upload them, and I'll show you how to create a really cool virtual field trip. So come on along with me as we take some pictures of this wonderful, wonderful site with lots of history to consume. Here we go. When you launch the app for the first time, it will ask you to sign in with your Google account. Once you are signed in, it will locate you on the map. You will see your location indicated by the little blue circle on the map. Of course, you can hit the target in the upper right-hand corner to pinpoint your exact location if your location seems to be a little off. But once you are ready, you can now click the camera button in the lower right-hand corner. When you click on the camera icon, you will notice that you have three options. If you're really fancy and have a 360-degree camera, then you can use those. But a standard cell phone camera will work fine. So to use your cell phone camera, you want to go ahead and click on the camera button. Alright, let's begin to take our pictures. What we need to do is you see that transparent circle in the center of your camera view. What you need to do is you need to put the orange dot in the center of that transparent circle to take the picture. So line it up ever so slowly and carefully, and then it'll click and you will be able to then move on to the next set of orange dots. Now I highly recommend that you do this very slowly and very carefully. You do have an undo button in the lower left hand corner and an X button if you need to start the whole thing over again. But you want to be very careful of your footing, and you don't want to try to take any big steps. I recommend trying to stay in a single place and just make slow rotating movements with your body as you try to capture these photos. The smoother your body movements and the slower you take to take the pictures, the clearer and smoother the images will look when you are finished. You'll notice too in the lower center is the orange check mark, and you'll see that it starts to fill up with a little orange outline the closer you get to being finished. So you'll always know how many more pictures you gotta go just by kind of looking at that check mark to see what you might have missed. Now don't worry if you get your feet in the shot. It just kind of happens. Alright, you'll see that the check mark has now turned to green. You can do a quick look around to make sure that there's nothing too glaring that you might need to redo. And then once you're ready, check the green check mark and let Google build your photo. So you can see here, a little street view man is smoothing out our photo to make it nice and pretty and ready for publishing. All right, we got the confetti, which means our photo is done and it is ready to be published or saved to our camera roll. Once your photo is rendered, we can preview it by tapping on the image and then using your fingers to kind of scroll around the screen to look around in that 360-degree view. And if you like the picture and are ready, you can also preview it in Google Cardboard. By clicking the Google Cardboard icon in the upper right-hand corner, you can put the image into what it would look like in either a VR or Google Cardboard headset. Now, I recorded my phone, unfortunately, in portrait mode, but you kind of get the picture, haha, of what it would look like in a VR or Google Cardboard goggles. If everything looks good, we are now ready to save our image. To save our 360-degree image, we are going to click the Export button on that little information card deck below, and then we're going to choose to share it privately. You can share it publicly, but we'll get to that in a little bit. When you share privately, it will come up to ask you where you want to save it. We're going to choose to save our image to our camera roll. And now we are ready to export it to a computer to put it into Google VR Tour Builder. We are now ready to create our VR tour. To create it, we are going to go to the website poly.google.com. It will take you to this screen right here, and you will see the blue button that says Create a Tour. But before we do that, let's take a look at this website. Very similar to Google Expeditions, but this is where you can do a search of VR tours that people have created. You can see one here on Shakespeare's Globe Theater. These are just the most recent ones here at the bottom, but you can also do a search for user-created content using the search bar, or if we go over here to the hamburger, you can explore tours based on pets and animals, architecture, and so on and so forth. So this is a very user-friendly, wonderful website to look for user-created content that is out there, and you can share it with your students by opening a scene and then sharing the link to it. But now, let's focus on creating our own tour. So I'm going to click the Create a Tour button, and it is going to load my dashboard. So you can see here I have two drafts that I have been working on. So to create our tour, we're going to hit the plus sign that says New Tour. You can also create them from templates, but we're going to create ours from scratch. So we're going to say New Tour, and then this is where you're going to upload a cover photo. You're going to give it a title and a description and a category, and click Create. So I have uploaded my cover image, I have titled it, and a description of my VR tour of the Columbia, South Carolina State House. Once we have that, we are now ready to add our scenes. Our scenes are the 360-degree photos we want our tour to consist of. So click on the Add the Scene at the bottom, and you can add a scene that is already out there from a picture created using Street View. Just simply type in an address or the name of a place, or upload your own. For this, we're going to upload our own. So we're going to upload our first photo. Our first photo is going to be the front of the State House. So once you have your photo uploaded, you can click and drag around to see how the picture looks. But then over here on the right hand side is where you can give a location, a description, and give yourself credit for taking the photo. One of the other cool things is you can add your own narration or ambient sound to go along with it. How cool is that? And for each scene that you want to add, simply click the Add the Scene button for each additional one. It does save automatically, so don't worry. As you'll notice, there is no save button. Here's one that I have uploaded on the rear of the State House building. But I've also added a point of interest. To add points of interest, you will click the point of interest on the right-hand menu bar where you title, location, and put a description in. Adding a point of interest is something that you want the user to click on to view. So on mine, I have added an additional photo of this monument in the distance. So the students would click using the VR headset, if they're using a VR headset, or their mouse, to click on the image. It will pop up a larger image, a close-up image of that monument that I want them to see. Of course, you have the ability to kind of stretch it out, manipulate it how you want it to look. Next, I've added a scene on the African American History Monument. And again, I was able to add a location, a description, and same thing, I've added points of interest with a close-up photo of the monument itself. So you can see here when the student clicks on that image icon, different photos will show up, giving them different information and giving them a better view of what I want them to see. Once your VR tour is finished and you're ready to publish it, click the blue Publish button in the top. You can choose to share it publicly, or you can leave it unlisted. Unlisted means that only you and those that you share it with see it. But I'm going to share mine publicly, and I'm going to click the Publish button. Alright, now that it has been published, you will see that I have a URL. This URL, if you want to share it with students, is the URL you would post in Google Classroom or another location for the students to view on a mobile device or on a laptop. To preview the tour, we can simply click View Tour, and it will load our tour and how it would look on a laptop. That gives you an example of how it looks like on a laptop, but let's take a look and see what it looks like on a mobile device when we share it with students via the link. To share my tour with my students, I just have to share the published link with them via email, Google Classroom, or any of those type of means. The student will click on it and it will load on their mobile device. So I'm using my phone right now. And as you can see, I can kind of look around. I can use my finger to click and drag, but I want to put it into a Google Cardboard or VR headset. To do that, I'm going to click on the Google Cardboard icon, put my phone in the cardboard, and now I am ready to look around through my headset. Now I can tap on my screen with my headset to change scenes. So here you can see I'm at the front of the State House. But then I can change to the back side of the State House. I can then click on my points of interest. Or to tap my screen again to go to my next scene. So there you have it. There is a quick and easy way to do a virtual field trip.
All right, I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial on how to use Google's Street View app and Google VR Tour Builder to create some really neat, really wonderful virtual reality field trips for free for your students. For you, maybe some time and gas. This is Jared signing off for Tech Tips, Coffee, and Chrome. We will see you on the next one. Have a great day.